This Chicago Sky's basketball team is the worst in the WNBA from top to bottom. Over the weekend, they had back-to-back games and they came up short in both of them. But we're going to unpack all that here next, here on the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. Well, guys, man, this 2025 Chicago Sky's basketball team is the worst in the WNBA. Now, we've seen better display of Chicago Sky basketball last year under the helm of Teresa Weatherspoon. Teresa Weatherspoon got more out of Angel Reese and Carmela Cardosa. And, you know, they had Kennedy Carter in the fray, but for some reason, Kennedy Carter is no longer with the Chicago Sky. Now, the Chicago Sky have started off this season dismal. They're 3-10 in 13 games. Everybody is questioning Tyler Marsh, saying that he's, not the coach for this team. Things are not looking good for Tyler Marsh. All the backlash he's getting, he's in over his head. And then it comes to the front office with Jeff P. Some of the questionable decisions he's made, some of the acquisitions he's made, the draft picks on you taking Sivka, and she is not even playing with the team. That's a 2-year project. Then also you're looking at the number 11 pick at Haley Van Lith. Started out the season, was backing up Courtney Vandersloot. Courtney Vandersloot goes down. That's when you should have just gave the keys to Haley Van Lith to get in there and figure it out. Also, you draft Maddie Westbell at number 16, and she can't even get on the court. So you wasted some draft picks. There was other talent out there that you could have went and got, but you decided to pick up these young ladies and give them an opportunity, but you're not giving them an opportunity. Also, the 22nd or 23rd pick, you take the guard out of Texas A&M, which she's hurt, which didn't make sense. So that's another wasted draft pick. And then you moved that number 3 pick and you went out and made the acquisition of Ariel Atkins. Now, Ariel Atkins is a solid basketball player. I like what she brings to the table. But in this sense, Ariel Atkins, she can get cooking. She can get hot. She's a defender. But it takes team defense for her defense to stand out. And that's what Chicago Sky is lacking. I don't know what the coaching staff is teaching these young ladies about defense, because the defense is dismal. There's no defense at all. There's no perimeter defense where you get blistered for 14 to 20 trays a game, which is your downfall. Also, you let Natasha Howard go. Ryan Howard go on a heater for Atlanta Dream a couple games back for 9 3-pointers in a game. And over this weekend, you faced the Phoenix Mercury, and at home in front of your crowd, and you get blown out 107-86. Now in that game, you saw Angel Reese play 21 minutes. She had 9 points. She took 1 shot, and that was a 3-pointer, and she hit it. 1 field goal attempt for Angel Reese. She had 2 rebounds. 17 points out of Camila Cardosa. She had 3 rebounds in 21 minutes. Ariel Atkins, she had 13 points. She took 6 shots. Kia Nurse, 10 points. Now, coming off the bench, you did have Michaela Onyeawede played probably her best performance. 6 of 9 from the field, 17 points. But the defense as a group was a total disaster. I don't know what Tyler Marsh and the coaching staff is doing. I thought this coaching staff would be a better coaching staff than what they are, but they haven't displayed that. At the start of the season, I thought this group would be more prepared to play, but it seems like they're not prepared to play. because it's diabolical that you're 1-4 at home. And that's kind of diabolical. And the crazy thing about it is I thought this group would be a playoff type group, but now the Chicago Sky have hit rock bottom. I don't know if there's an answer right now. I think it's time for a change. You got to mix something up. There's availability in the free agent market that the Chicago Sky can pick up somebody like a Deja Kelly, Ari McDonald, but it looks like Chicago is standing pat. They're not making no decisions, but now it's time for a change. Chicago Sky this weekend had back-to-back games, and they dropped both of them. Then they went on and played the Atlanta Dream. And the Atlanta Dream beat 93-80. And Angel Reese had 10 points, 19 rebounds, 3-11 from the field. At least she did get off 11 attempts. Ariel Atkins was out there cooking. She had 29 points. And just like I say, the inconsistencies of a Camila Cardoso, only 7 points. It's like a roller coaster ride with Camila Cardoso, up and down. Some games she's putting in work, and then some games she falls back into the Camila that everybody gives her criticism about. She's just too inconsistent. Elizabeth Williams had a good showing coming off the bench, 16 points. But the defense, once again, was atrocious, downright diabolical. Now, the coaching staff has to be better in having these young ladies prepared to go out and play the game of basketball. But it seems like, I've stated before, that Tyler Marsh has lost his locker room, and I think he has lost faith in these players. And I think the players have lost faith in him. But they say all the right things at the post-game press conferences, not to throw their head coach and their organization under the bus. But as players, sometimes you got to look in the mirror and ask yourself, do I really want it? Sometimes you got to hold these players only meetings to turn the season around, because right now, this team is the worst team in the WNBA. Sometimes it's hard to watch them play because it seems like they just out there running around. The offense is predicated around the perimeter. It's like Jeff P. and Tyler Marsh stated earlier, coming into the season, they want to be a running gun team, get up a lot of three-pointers. And I think that's been embedded into these players' head. And I think that's the only thing they're looking for, because they're never going inside to get easy baskets, easy touches with Angel Reese and Camila Cardoso. And things are just not working for the Chicago Sky. Ever since Courtney Vandersloot went down, they don't have a backup plan at point guard. I don't think they trust Haley Van Lith. But Haley Van Lith, she's a serviceable backup point guard. But there's people out there on the free agent market that they can go get, just like I stated earlier about a Deja Kelly or Ari McDonald. Ari McDonald is one of them feisty competitors that plays hard, no defense. She don't turn the ball over as much. She knows how to set the offense up, and she plays a role and she can knock down threes. But right now, Chicago is having a hard time putting everything together. And like I've stated before, with this team right here, I think Teresa Weatherspoon would have did a better job than Tyler Marsh. And we need answers. It's time for a change. It's time for a shakeup. Because as a Chicago Sky supporter, it's hard to watch these games because these third quarters are diabolical for Chicago Sky. All these blown leads is unacceptable. And Tyler March and that coaching staff, man, they should be in hot water. I mean, the talk should be about Tyler Marsh being on the hot seat. I mean, 3-10 to start the season out. Now you got a uphill battle to climb to even get yourself in playoff position. But right now, you got the Golden State Valkyrie, expansion team, playing great basketball. Great basketball. And you got the Chicago Sky playing dismal. And it's not looking good for the Chicago Sky and Tyler Marsh and his coaching staff and Jeff P. Jeff P. had already came out with an article throwing people under the bus. You just don't do that with your players. You don't throw your players under the bus. But that's what Jeff P. did. And I think some of these people don't even trust Jeff P. So we got to ask ourselves this question. Is Angel Reese losing hope? Will Angel Reese finish her career as a Chicago Sky? Or will she move on? That's the question that we need to ask. I see everybody in the comments section, #salute. If you're not subscribed to the channel, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, turn your post notifications on so you know every time Simply Ball drops another hot banger. Just in case I forgot. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Might not be for you, but it might be for them. That's going to wrap up another episode of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. I'm your host and the man behind the mic, K-Sap. Going to catch you on the next one. Deuces.
Thanks for listening to the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share on all major platforms.
That's all, folks.